Welcome to a brand new week with myself, Namhla Ndlovu, all the way from Johannesburg, South Africa. Of course, with my team right behind me, making sure that I look and sound good. It's great to have you with us, hoping that you guys had a blessed weekend and remained safe, of course, and taking precautions. We are still under the COVID-19 lockdown. So make sure that you practice social distancing, wearing your masks, and of course, keeping those hands regularly washed. Right now, though, let's get straight into it. Just to remind you to please keep contacting us, comments and suggestions. Tell us who you are and where you're watching us from. You know we are international, right? These are your headlines for today's episode. Cops turned down 10,000 Rand bribe after a man and woman were arrested with drugs worth 1.5 million. Sandton City evacuated following bomb scare. The KwaZulu-Natal government has set itself a target of vaccinating 2.9 million people before the October elections. And the body of South African Lindani Myeni is expected back on local soil on Friday. This has been announced by Premier Zikalala this past weekend. Cape Town fire, government ministers visit UCT, that's the Table Mountain, to determine exactly how badly the damage was with the fire that took place last week. Let's take a short break. We will be back with your stories. Welcome back. You're watching Catching Up with myself, Namhla Ndlovu. It's a pleasure having you join us. Please make sure that you keep it locked on your home of Black excellence. And remember to also hit us up on our social media pages and tell us what you think and also give us your suggestions. Right now, though, it's time for your main stories. Cops turned down 10,000 Rand bribe after a man and woman were arrested for drugs worth 1.5 million. The Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation Team arrested two people ages between 23 and 33 for being in possession of drugs valued at 1.5 million. This is according to spokesperson Colonel Katleho Mogale. Two suspects, a man and woman, were arrested Friday during an operation at the flats in Bush Willows in Klerksdorp, that's on the northwest. And our next story, Sandton City evacuated following an apparent bomb threat. Sandton City was evacuated following an apparent bomb threat in a series of tweets. The shopping center said it had received a series of telephonic bomb threats at the weekend. This prompted an evacuation of the entire center, and in videos shared, people are seen running and shops being closed. SAPS, together with the center management, are on high alert. And our next story, the KwaZulu-Natal government has set itself a target to vaccinate at least 2.9 million people before the local government elections in October. This was released by KZN Premier Sihle Zikalala during the first provincial COVID-19 media briefing since February. Our target for phase 2 is to vaccinate at least 2.9 million people by October this year, and with phase 3 expected to begin in November, said Zikalala. And then the body of the South African Lindani Myeni is expected back on local soil on Friday, Premier Zikalala said. He said this yesterday. Myeni, originally from KwaZulu-Natal, was allegedly killed by United States police in Hawaii. Zikalala said provincial officials had liaised with his relatives and widow Lindsay and met up with his family in Empangeni this past Friday. And then the consul in general in Miami indicated that the American government had released his body to his wife and being kept at a local funeral parlor. And then Cape Town fire, government ministers visit UCT, Table Mountain, to determine the exact extent of the damage caused by the fire. Deputy Minister of Higher Health, that's Mr. Manamela, believes that destruction of the University of Cape Town Study Library and other buildings is an opportunity to reimagine the university architecturally. The library was gutted during last week's fire on Table Mountain, including a restaurant, and some students' residencies at the upper campus. Many students remain traumatized and said it felt like they were in a scene of an awful movie. Manamela and CEO of the Higher Health really can't wait for the university to be back and in action and up and running, calling this fire a true tragedy. We'll keep you updated with news from all around the world with all my colleagues, and keep it locked right here on your home of excellent black entertainment, keeping you informed, educated, and of course entertained all the way. I'm Namhla Ndlovu signing out. And remember to please send us your suggestions and comments on our social media pages. We definitely enjoy and love hearing from you. And I want to send a special shout out to Mr. Emma, that's Emmanuel Akura. Happy belated, and I hope that you receive everything that you wish for, my brother. That's Team South Africa, of course.